So recently, the Guadalupe River down in Texas overflowed through because of a tropical rainstorm that came through, and it you know, from last accounts that I've seen, over 100 people lost their lives. Dozens are missing. It's just been a tragedy all around, and I send out my prayers, my heartfelt prayers, for those who have lost their lives, their families, and for those who are missing. It doesn't look good. The damage and devastation is apocalyptic. Okay, it's something, and it's such a shame. These stories they no longer hit. Like they used to. It seems like we're having tragedy after tragedy now, and we know as we get closer to the day that uh, these tribulations are going to increase. But what I want to get on here and talk about is um, just the mindset of the liberal. Okay, I never miss an opportunity to shine light on the Democratic Party and how anti-God and demonic that party is. There's a spirit over that party that's crafting its policies, that's that's in the hive mind of its politicians. Recently, Donald Trump just signed into law his big beautiful bill, and it had a lot of controversy. I don't know about all the details of the bill. That's not my lane. Okay, uh, I just trust him as a person and as a politician to do what's in the best interest of America. Okay, but I understand there were a lot of policy, or there were a lot of things within that bill that didn't set right with a lot of people, but that's going to be the case every time. Okay, so there is no big perfect bill. Okay, so from my understanding, uh, Donald Trump did what was necessary to sustain America for years instead of just always having to go year after year, as we've been seeing with the Democrats when they've been in power. Every year is always the government's about to shut down if we don't get this bill passed. Donald Trump's trying to curtail that process. That's we find ourselves doing year after year, right? Okay, so there's been a lot of backlash behind that, but that's besides the point of what I was. I don't even know why I even went down that road. But with this liberal, that's why. Oh, okay. So, no Democrat at all voted uh, yes to that bill, right? It's amazing. Like there was no Democrats that actually found anything worth in that bill, which there were a lot of things that aided the Democratic Party's policies, right? But because they operate on such a hive mind that one Democrat has to vote with all Democrats, okay? No, regardless of how you may feel about whatever you're voting on. So that's just an example of the hive mind mentality of the Democratic Party. Now, with this latest catastrophe down in Texas with the flooding, we've been hearing a lot of reports about liberal people coming out and because of their Trump derangement syndrome, because of their hate, right? That's nothing but a spirit of hate that operates within the minds of these people who are anti-Trump, anti-American, anti-Christ, anti-God people. Okay, so because of this tragedy, a lot of kids lost their life when a Christian summer camp got swept away during the flood. And of course, they blame Trump, of course, right? Orange man bad. Trump gets blamed for everything. So there have been liberals that's actually come out on the internet and and trashed the children that died in the catastrophe. With no remorse, no heart, no compassion, no grace, no love, no empathy, no sympathy, just pure hate, and because of Trump and because of hate of God. Really, that's all it boils down to. Is there's an emptiness within these people, and so they're filled with hate and division. And so I just wanted to speak on that and just to show you. See, that's why I say the Democratic Party is a demonic party. It's a godless antichrist party, and its members, the people that support that party, they're known as leftists, liberals, progressives. Okay, so what I want to share with you, my audience, my friends, my Christians, brothers and sisters, is just to show you that that liberal mindset, the leftists, it's an anti-God uh, thing. It's an antichrist party, right? Its people are anti-God, antichrist people. There is no spirit of Jesus in that party or in his people. That's why you can get these liberals come out here and instead of showing any type of compassion for the victims of the flood, they want to blame Trump and laugh, all right, or make light, make joke of the kids that passed away, right? All to make a political statement against Trump. That's the liberal mindset right there. So my point is, people, is that um, people try to understand, like, how can these people be like that? I'm telling you, this is why they're like that, because that whole movement, that whole liberal movement, that whole progressive movement, people that are accepting of homosexuality, people who are accepting of transgenderism, people who are accepting of abortion on demand, people who are accepting of teaching these to kids in school, people who are accepting of all these antichrist policies that go against a biblical worldview, a Christian worldview, right? If you begin to see it in that light, you'll see it's as clear as night and day. So I always want to say, if you are a brother or a sister in the Lord, and you consider yourself to be a Christian, a Bible worldview believing Christian, and you have come from a family line of maybe who voted for the Democrats, or you yourself have voted and supported that party, I want you to begin to see that party for the spirit that it is not a Christian party at all. Even those who are liberals in that party, they're not Christians. A lot of them may even call themselves Christians as title. They may even be going to church, but they're not biblical Christians, okay, in the sense of following after the life and character of Lord Jesus. That's just the truth of it. A liberal mind is a person who, in my opinion, is an empty vessel. They are full of worldly wisdom and worldly ways and worldly understanding and don't have no God in them. In fact, a lot of liberals would be professed atheists, but they are the bulk of the Democratic Party. So, my brothers and sisters, if you are a Christian, please begin to see this Democratic Party for what it is. I'm not on here caping for the Republican Party. I belong to the Lord Jesus. That's my kingdom, okay? I don't belong to a Republican Party or a Democratic Party. But I will shine light on the Democratic Party because its policies are anti-Christian, anti-God. Everything about it is not biblical, okay? And so I just really want to stress that point to my brothers and sisters who may be in the Lord, who may have been Democrats in the past, okay? Please start to see that you are supporting a anti-God, anti-Christ, anti-American party if you do so. Not to say you got to go vote for the Republicans. You don't have to vote at all. You know that, don't you? You don't have to vote. You know, your non-vote is a vote. So that's all I got on this one. I just wanted to share my light on shed some light on that particular situation that's going on with these flooding victims down in Texas, and just the reports of people coming out and making mockery of the victims, you know, and most of which are children. And regardless of how you feel, left or right, Democrat or Republican, when it comes down to the kids, you know, can we just be humans about it? You know, that's a tragedy, and we wouldn't want nobody to suffer that, right? Okay, so everybody have a blessed and wonderful day. If you like what I do, hit me with a subscribe. hit me with a like for the algorithm. And please leave a comment. I welcome it all, good or bad, right? Okay. Until next time.